Hello everybody, my name is KingStix, and in this video I'm going to be showing you how to do a newer boosting strat that involves Mordekaiser and Leona or Mordekaiser and Alistar. Ideally you want Mordekaiser Leona, since Leona can go in with just her E without pushing the enemies away. Whenever Alistar goes in, realistically he has to use 2 spells rather than 1, and it's also on a longer cooldown than Leona's E by itself. Mid-beast video on this strategy inspired me to make this. I'll leave a link down for his channel in the description below. Definitely make sure to check him out, he has a lot of good stuff. For Leona, you want to take Aftershock, Demolish, Bone Plating, and Unflinching. These are the main items you're going to want to take on Leona and her level order as well. These are the runes you're going to want to take from Mordekaiser, and these are the items and level order you're going to want to take from Mordekaiser as well. Feel free to go back and pause it on them if you need to write it down or take a screenshot. Whenever you do this boosting strat, I cannot stress enough, do not leash your jungler. If you leash your jungler, you'll be so far behind and very weak in lane. You need to either start on wolves or raptors. Since we're on this side of the map, we're doing wolves. If we were on bottom side of the map, we would be doing. The point is to let Mordekaiser soak the whole camp so Mordekaiser can be level 2. Then right when you guys go into lane, you can pretty much all in or at least trade with the enemies. Leona needs to make sure to hit every monster in the camp with her E. That way you guys can take it a lot faster. Try to kill the big one first, because the burn from Mordekaiser's W should be able to clear all the little ones pretty much by itself, especially with Leona's passive on her E on all of the monsters. Make sure Mordekaiser smites the big monster to finish it off. In this case, my Mordekaiser smited it a little bit too late, so we're going to miss out on some minion XP. If you smite it properly, you shouldn't miss out on any minion XP. Since we already have level advantage and the minions are about even, I want to go in on Vayne immediately. My Mordekaiser misses his W though, and so we just back off. It's fine. We wait for cooldowns to come up. I don't know why my Mordekaiser kept chasing. He trades a little bit of damage. It wasn't a great trade. After he missed his W, which is point and click on me, we should have just backed off, but that's part of playing with other people, right? So now I'm going to go in again right when my E's up and his W's up. I land my E on the Vayne, I Q her, ignite her, and we pretty much one-shot her, and they're still both level 1, so in reality they have no real way of fighting us. And at this point, we can just shove in wave and then back or do a monster camp or go take scuttle. The beauty of this strategy is, since you have the automatic advantage of being level 2 with massive all-in power, you'll get the wave shoving. So even if the enemy jungler ganks and he gets one of you, with the minions, Mordekaiser and Leona CC, like you see here, we end up killing both of them and still shove a wave into turret. It is not easy to gank a Mordekaiser Leona lane because of how much AoE damage and hard CC the Leona and Mordekaiser have, not to mention Mordekaiser and Leona will be eating your lane alive, so by the time you get there, more often than not, it will be too late. First thing I do when I come back into lane, especially since we're ahead, is I go in for the bush to get bush control. I can get right on the enemies without them knowing it. I peg Vayne with E, immediately Q her, activate W to take less damage and do a lot of damage. And with that one combo that me and Mordekaiser put down, nearly killed Vayne. If she steps up, she will die, and you know that since it's low elo, she will step back up. It's only a matter of time. If my ignite were up or if I had ult, we would probably dive her. But since I don't have ignite and I don't have ult, we are going to go ahead and roam for jungle camps. We see Scuttle is up on the mini map. It turns out that it actually isn't up. So instead, we're just going to go take Xin Zhao's jungle, because let's be honest, Mordekaiser needs it a lot more than Xin Zhao. But we're going to go ahead and take this Gromp. Now, we could have gone for the Raptors. While taking a Gromp, we see a fight breaking out mid, and we see Thresh roaming, plus Vayne is under her turret. So this is a great opportunity for us to roam. I E onto the Vel'Koz, Mord throws his W on me. I chase down the Thresh. He gets off a great flay, but we pick up 2 really cheap kills, and we only lose that in the process. After winning that fight and getting a bunch of kills, we would have done Dragon, but since Mordekaiser isn't level 6 yet, we won't get the Dragon Ghost, so it wouldn't be quite worth it. Instead, we're going to go bot, pick up the wave Vayne shoved in. After shoving this wave, we probably should have just backed. I see Xin Zhao. I know it's a 2v3, but I have high hopes. I know we can burst down one person and potentially win. I Q stun the Xin Zhao, then I root Vayne in place. Here, Mordekaiser had a good W, but he didn't use it before he died. He ended up dying before he popped W, so he didn't get the heal or the shield from it. If he hadn't died there, if he would have just used his W a little bit sooner on the second active part of it, I strongly believe we would have been able to kill Vayne and possibly kill Thresh as well. Coming back from base, we hard shove wave. Now we're going to get some vision and then go farm some more jungle camps. We are playing with this Xin Zhao, so don't freak out and say we're robbing him of his jungle. When he played with us, he knew what was going to happen. Ideally, you want to be farming the enemy's jungle camps. The issue is 𝐒𝐿𝐻𝐿 has huge lane priority over our Zed right now, so if we went into the enemy jungle, there's a good chance we get collapsed on by the bot lane, the enemy mid lane, and the enemy jungler, and we can't really fight a 2v4 yet. Since we were away from lane for a while, obviously Vayne's going to be pushing up. We force her flash. Now that her flash is down, she'll have no way to escape my ultimate or my next E combo. After we shove Vayne under turret, we're going to roam and do more monster camps. We take Scuttle. Thresh gets way too friendly. We're going to run him down. I'm going to pop my ultimate. And it's just really as easy as that. If people try to contest you on Leona for objectives, not only can you just run them down, but if your ultimate's up, it's a pretty much guaranteed kill. The only way Thresh would have been able to live there is if his flash was up. That's why I highly recommend you do Leona over Alistar. If I was Alistar in that situation, I wouldn't have been able to run him down, but since I was Leona, I have that insanely long range stun ult. As we wait in this bush to cheese the enemy, look how they're moving around. It's very obvious that they know we're here, so I'm pretty sure this is going to be a 3v3, and sure enough, my ultimate isn't up yet. I'm going to pill for the Mordekaiser, stunning the Xin Zhao, keeping him alive for a little bit longer. As Vayne tumbles past us to finish off Mordekaiser, she just committed suicide to get that kill. Just walk up, stun her with Q, auto attack. Now that my ultimate is up, Thresh is doomed himself. I stun him, auto. I'm going to ultimate, auto. I E him right as he comes out of my ult stun, and I then Q him again. Leona's damage is really strong over a long period of time, or if her ignites up, pretty strong burst. Most enemies don't respect it, even when we had the advantage in lane. Even though me and Mordekaiser had built up a very large advantage, they forced the 3v3 just because they knew we were in the bush. That knowledge tickled them fancy, so they thought they should do something with it. I went for tabbies over boots of mobility this game. A lot of the items I built in this game, and my runes as well, are not necessarily the runes and items you are supposed to take. I was just doing some testing, so definitely try to check out the beginning of the video to see the correct items and runes for this strategy. I also bought 𝐒𝐿𝐻𝐿, which you're always supposed to rush on the Leona support in this boosting strat, and you'll see why here in a second. My ultimate's up. I feel comfortable forcing Dragon since we are so far ahead. As long as we can kill Dragon in time. Your primary goal as Leona is to pill for the Mordekaiser and keep him alive so we can keep taking advantage of his shields and heals. If you can keep him alive for just 1 second longer, he might be able to keep himself alive for 6 seconds longer. As Thresh goes in to CC Mordekaiser, I immediately EQ him. 𝐒𝐿𝐻𝐿 and Xin Zhao are closing the distance. I throw down my ult. 𝐒𝐿𝐻𝐿 runs past it, which I thought was really funny, but Xin Zhao walks right into it. 𝐒𝐿𝐻𝐿 is slowed though, which is going to make it really easy for me and Mord to get on top of him. I activate my W, start autoing him. I then throw down my Q on the Xin Zhao. I don't bother trying to use it on the 𝐒𝐿𝐻𝐿 since 𝐒𝐿𝐻𝐿 has already used all of his abilities. I'm just trying to get to the Xin to keep him off my Mordekaiser. As you can see, Mordekaiser is gaining health quickly and massive shields from his dragon's damage. We just killed 4 people and not a single one of us died. That is the power of Leona peel and Mordekaiser damage. Jace foolishly tries to defend his turret even though we have a dragon and I'm hella tanky. I'm going to walk up to him. Xin takes damage. I Q him. Xin didn't really need to tank there, but he just happened to dash on Jace before I could get to him. We really want this turret. 𝐒𝐿𝐻𝐿 is putting a lot of pressure on us. As we're running away, 𝐒𝐿𝐻𝐿 gets off a really nice cheap shot with his E, puts Mord in place. I have to pill for the Mordekaiser. I keep Thresh off of him. Right now I'm stalling for my Garen and my Xin Zhao to get here and trying to play around my CC. I immediately stun the Vayne since she's doing the most damage. I'm holding on to my E. I then use it to keep them in place. I'm not quite sure why I walk away right here. I think I might have had a little bit of a metal boom. Luckily, I go back in and I throw down my ultimates, getting an amazing stun onto the Vayne, slowing the Thresh, and then going back in on 𝐒𝐿𝐻𝐿. This is why Mordekaiser and Leona is such an amazing boosting combo. Once you build up that advantage in lane phase, you can easily snowball it through the mid game and take control of the game. On Mordekaiser and Leona, you really want to be looking to end the games before the 30-minute mark. If the game goes past the 30-minute mark, the enemies are all going to get a bunch of items. They should all be close to full build. And by that point, Mordekaiser's damage will fall off really hard. Mordekaiser mainly plays around his base damage and also plays around the enemies not having enough damage to kill him through his passive shield yet. The enemies are posting up. I'm going to run them down, throw down my R. Even though I didn't get any stuns, getting a double slow is good enough. E onto the 𝐒𝐿𝐻𝐿, stun him. I flash onto the Vayne even though all my abilities are down because I have the Froststorm around me from my 𝐒𝐿𝐻𝐿's convergence. It nearly gave us enough of a slow to finish her off. Thresh did a great job peeling us though. Since we've built our lead and we've already killed one of the enemies, we can most definitely force a dive here with how tanky Leona is with her W and Aftershock. Going onto the Thresh, immediately stun him before he can get off a flay, activate my W. I'm taking turret, but man, it sure doesn't look like it. We take down the Thresh very quickly, and I barely lose half health with a lot of them hitting me. Now that we have their inhibitor, there's no reason to keep trying to force the minion wave while my ult's down and they're all spawning in. We're going to pull off and start mowing through their jungle camps like it is grass. The power that Mordekaiser has, the speed of taking camps is so incredibly strong. Xin Zhao foolishly follows up thinking we were on Herald, or he just really greedily wanted his blue buff. He dies for it. Now we can move on to taking Scuttle and Herald without any resistance. Even if we hadn't have killed Xin Zhao there, if they tried to stop us, they all would have died since my ultimate would have been up by then. We recall after taking Herald to get a fresh set of items. I went for Knight's Vow once again to keep Mordekaiser around for longer, keep him alive, and also to make myself that much tankier. The armor is very, very nice for diving turrets, and the health is good against everything. We go for the dragon, and no one even tries to resist because they remember what happened last time, and we're even more fed now than we were then. We already have mid lane turrets, so there's no reason to force a fight onto their 2 base turrets down mid lane. We might as well go for another inhibitor turret, take inhib, and force super minions down their throat. Even if the enemies do try to defend their inhibitor turret, that's us only diving 1 turret instead of 2 turrets. It also puts a lot of pressure on them since their mid lane is being shoved in by our super minions already. Xin Zhao throws away his life to stop my Herald. I'm more than happy to make that trade since now we can dive them with a man advantage. My Mordekaiser started to run away when we dove them. I don't know why. He said that he thought he was gonna die, when in reality we're just killing them instantly anyways. And that is the Leona Mordekaiser. If you follow these tips, you should find really high success in mid-low elo. Even if you're not a great player, bear in mind the 2 Chinese players who were doing this had an 88% win rate in high diamond playing against masters and challenger players. I'll leave a link down to their OPGGs in the description below. Once again, I'll also leave a link down to MidBeast's channel down in the description below since he inspired me to make this video. Big shout out to him. And if you want to see me do this strategy, but from Mordekai's perspective, definitely let me know down in the comments below. For those of you who don't know about Quarterback, it's a really fun app that you can use while playing League of Legends to compete against other League of Legends YouTubers and streamers and earn some awesome rewards like skins along the way. They are giving out some awesome rewards this week. I will also be giving out $100 worth of RP. For more information, join our Discord down in the description below. Also, don't forget to join our Quarterback Club. I'll be leaving a link down there as well. If you enjoyed this video and you want to support the channel, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It really does help me out a lot. My name is KingStix. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.